All right, everyone, welcome to Murphy's Law Garage. Today, we are putting an exhaust system, not just any exhaust system, an MBRP exhaust system onto Project Ecoboost. Now, y'all saw a couple of videos on Project Ecoboost, but guess what? It's ready to go all the way. Now,
look at this, man. It is.
Jacob has here our our carbon fiber exhaust tips. You know, let's JB fist for scale. Look, I've got a big fist. I'm a big dude. Just compare it to the size of Jacob's face, right? Look at this. Look at this. That is impressive.
That makes me very happy in levels you don't even understand.
So these carbon fiber tips that come with the Ecoboost system are just gorgeous. Boy, they're a statement piece. Anyways, we need to jack the car up and we need to get the stock exhaust off. We're going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to get into doing some testing and sound stuff. Move faster, Jacob Bennett. The camera's running. Exhaust delivered.
So now do we just open it up and just throw it at the car, literally?
No. I mean, we can just throw it at the car if you want to. Let's try it.
No. Okay, let's not do it. Let's not do it. I don't want to deal with more car issues right now.
So this MBRP exhaust right here is there. Let me use my hat the way that it's supposed to be and not the cool people way. Cool. There we go. Now the sun's not in my eyes. This is MBRP's T304 stainless system for the S650 Mustang, which consequently also fits the S650. You can see here just the absolute beautiful symmetry and welding of the MBRP mid pipe here. It's truly a thing of beauty. And then, of course, this variant of it also comes with, as we spoke about earlier, the MBRP carbon fiber exhaust tips that are just monstrous.
They are absolutely gorgeous as well. I mean,
this exhaust system, Jacob's going to hold this, is also the race variant. So it's going to be loud, and that's what we want because, well, both my car and Jacob's car have a license plate that match. It's noisy and too noisy, and well, this car currently right now
is not
noisy at all. Like mad hair dryer.
Like, it's very embarrassing. Like, I feel like I've heard a Nissan Sentra with more sound.
An Altima or a Maxima.
Ooh,
yeah,
Maxima,
Nissan Maxima 100% louder than this car is right now. So yep, you've got a flow-through style muffler here that is a small chamber design, which is going to give us some resonation, but lots of volume. So we need to get this installed on the car. The very first thing we're going to do is jack the car up. I also have a tent now because, you know, we're idiots and we work outside in the sun and it's hot. So I'm going to set up a tent around the car, and then we're going to bring you back whenever we're ready to work on the exhaust system. Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt that awesome video that you're watching, but I need to take a minute to talk about our channel sponsor, CarLock. I don't know if you know this, but approximately every 3 seconds in the US, a vehicle is stolen. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be part of that statistic, and CarLock is here to help you not become part of that statistic. How? Well, they sell a both OBD2 and hardwired version of a GPS tracking device that is 4G LTE enabled. Oh, but wait, there's more. It sends real-time notifications to your smartphone to say things like, hey, vibration has been detected. The door has been opened. Hey, your device has been disconnected. Someone's trying to steal it. Oh no, your engine has started. And even worse, your vehicle is now in motion and you didn't do it. And having those types of notifications for my project cars give me serious peace of mind, and they will for you too. Now, they also sell extension cables and splitters if you want to hide your OBD2 device under the dash, as well as extra sensors to increase your level of security if you so choose to. And for a short time, you're going to get a discount on your device. Well, down below, I'm going to have a code. First code is going to be for 10% off of CarLock's Amazon store. Second code is going to be for 14 free days of service. Y'all go check that out. Thank you very much, CarLock, for sponsoring this video here today. Y'all pick one up to help support the channel. Let's get back to the video. So anyways, This is what the elite male form looks like in jacking procedures. I don't need to get up. I can stay right here and watch the car as I jack on it.
Yeah, you jack it all right. Do it a little bit harder now.
All right, so we're under the Ecoboost and we need to make some room to get the exhaust out. The one place where we need to get something out of the way is this under tray shield here. I don't know if it's for aero. I don't know if it's a splash shield. On my Mustang GT, it violently dismembered mine at about 130 miles an hour going down the track, and I never put it back, and I've never had an issue. Though it does seem to keep air from getting trapped in the back bumper right here. For our purposes, though, we need to remove these two 7mm right here. And then you can actually take this guy and fold it over on itself like that. And it's out of your way so that we can get to these mounts right here to remove them. So the next thing we're going to do, we're not going to try to remove the exhaust from these hangers right here. We're actually going to unbolt it. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe those are 13mm bolts right here that hold these guys on. So we're going to go ahead and remove this bracket and the isolators. And we're going to take the bracket out of the way, not that you have to, but because it is very thin aluminum and it has a nasty habit of getting bent up. Now, I personally don't feel like this splash shield is necessary. In fact, it likes to collect rocks and dirt and stuff. It sure did collect a lot of rubber on the GT. I don't know why.
No burnouts or nothing were done?
No, never. It's grandma driven, only on weekends.
Absolutely.
No rain.
Never goes above 2,200 RPMs?
Right. So Jake and I are actually going to remove this shield altogether. Do as you will. Just remember to put it back after you're done. So we'll be right back. Now that we've got that bracket out of the way, got these two 13mm out of the hangers, these you can just lift up on, unhook them, and turn them upside down. The next ones we want to remove are these guys right here. So now we need to remove this one right here. There are 1, 2 bolts holding this guy on right here. Once we've got this unbolted, this can also unhinge, but we're going to leave, we're going to take the bolts out and leave these hung. It's on both sides so that we can go undo the mid pipe up over there after. So let me get these 4 13mm bolts out real quick, and then we're going to go up front to remove the mid pipe, and we'll be ready to slip this guy out of here. So now we need to, I've got all of the rear isolators disconnected and ready to go. We need to remove this coupler right here. This is the down pipe coming off of the engine. There are 2 15mm nuts that you can just impact off. The other thing you need to pay attention to is we've got this factory clip right here that grabs onto the factory pipe. If you bend this back and out of the way, it will slip off. If not, it will fight you significantly coming off. Ask me how I know. Side note, while we're here, the drive, not you dropping the $1,500 phone.
It was on the case. It was absolutely on the case. I know better.
The drive shaft on the Ecoboost is very different than the GT, and that surprised us. We kind of were like, hey, maybe we do a video inside of a video, and because I have a spare aluminum drive shaft for the GT in the shop, but it's not the same. And there's a rubber gibbly joint on the transmission side to dampen vibration. This guy is called a rubber gibbly joint. So the flange is even different. It is very different. You can't, they're not interchangeable. We looked it up. So at some point, if, and we will, go a little too far for this, this drive shaft, we're going to nuke that gibbly joint. And we're going to have a drive shaft custom made. Maybe by then someone will be making one. I don't know. We'll reach out to DSS and maybe Gulf Coast and see if they can figure something out for us. But in the meantime, let's get back to pulling this exhaust out. Done this a million times on the GT. It is not comfortable to do with one person, but it is certainly possible if you hold on to things just right. I can tell you right now, it is definitely more awkward than the GT and has never been off before. So it is also very tight. There it is.
Yay.
It is very corroded. I feel like this car came from up north. Hold on, ready, ready, ready. This is how cute I look when I take the GTs off by myself.
Bam.
Maybe,
To hell with you.
to hell with you and your lack of noise. Maybe slightly less dramatic with the GT, because, you know, I have a nice MBRP exhaust system.
However, that does lead us to one of my favorite pieces of doing exhaust work.
Oh, our tradition. What should we tell the people what our tradition is, Jacob?
I'm going to rev the piss out of it with no exhaust.
Well, it's ice cold, so we blow the motor up, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Send it. It's got a warranty.
Let's do it. All right, Jacob, let's start it up, let it warm up, and then give it the beans after.
It's not bad like the end was. That was terrible.
Yeah, the end sounded like you'd expect a Civic to sound.
Deere.
Yeah,
it was
exactly
really
like
bad.
John Deere. This is ooh, smell that warm cap. This isn't too bad.
No, or at least right now it's not too bad.
Yeah, let's let it idle down. It's so there's no exhaust on it right now.
There's
it's so quiet.
The end was louder with a stock exhaust on it,
It
than
was.
this is with the entirety of the exhaust missing.
All right, well, you know what you have to do now. I am genuinely hoping the MBRP makes it louder. Well, it was loud enough to have set the alarm off on the GT sitting right there, the vibration sensor. So let's hope the MBRP makes it louder. For sure it's going to sound great. It'd just be nice if it annoyed people a little more.
I was going to say, this is just, I still call that whisper quiet.
Right, because it has to match this license plate.
Right.
Right? Right? Too noisy. Noisy. Too noisy. Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't sound bad.
Straight pipe would actually sound good.
It sounds good.
That's wow.
So
okay.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the jack stands off and go drive it around and beat the piss out of it like this and get back to you.
No, let's put the MBRP exhaust on. So I've removed this factory coupler from the stock Ford exhaust, and we need to put it onto the MBRP unit. I've gone ahead and bent this tab back in so that it'll latch in like it's supposed to whenever we push it on. That needs to be this direction on here, facing what is going to end up being the stock exhaust section on the car. This is going to be very tight. That is very hot because it's been sitting in the sun. Now we're going to take our beautiful MBRP
Let me
mid-pipe.
just zoom in on that because it's a real nice piece of craftsmanship right there.
Love the craftsmanship. We're going to go ahead and get under the car, and I'm going to slip this onto the factory downpipe. There's really nothing we're going to tighten up yet, though, because we need to leave everything loose for whenever we bolt the rest of the exhaust system together. So let's go do that. So I'm under the car. I've got my coupler here. Where that indent is, you need to make sure you're relatively lined up with the pin that is on the factory downpipe. And I'm just going to start that guy on there like this, get it lined up. And once it's lined up, we need to help it jump that pin onto the factory downpipe. This factory coupler is always a pain. Listen to me, every single time. So just take your time, get it lined up, and get it pushed. There it is, all the way on there. And once you've got it on, we're going to go grab the next piece of the exhaust, which is the ones that head out towards the axles. We'll bring you right back. So we need to move the factory hangers over to the MBRP exhaust. And here they are. I've reflipped our exhaust the right way after my drama earlier. This is the direction that matches them with the MBRP stuff. Side note, you can see just how much bigger the MBRP exhaust is to the factory exhaust, especially, look at this. Look at that knockdown versus the MBRP. So this is a tremendous amount more flow, and also what's going to help add more volume to the car. So even though without mufflers and such the car is relatively quiet, this larger pipe acts kind of like a megaphone and will amplify the sound in all the right ways. I have here a tool that is made by Lyle that you can remove exhaust hangers with. do yourself a favor and just buy one of these, because I spent the majority of my life without one, just doing it by hand, thinking I'm not a shop, whatever. But as for as many of these as I fought with, this made it worthwhile, because you can literally just stick this guy here on the clamp and push it off like that. Now, for anyone who's ever done this the manual way with like WD-40 and lots of grunting, knows that they got a little sick whenever they saw how easily I just popped this off.
Or as for someone who does no manual labor, when they did it on the ST, wow, that's it?
Watch. There we go. Spit on that thing. MBRP would probably tell you you should use some grease or silicone lube or WD-40. They're right, I'm wrong. It's just that, you know, well, I hadn't spit on it in a while, so we're gonna do that. And then a little bit on that one, slip it on there, and our mid sections of the pipes are ready to go on. Now, whenever we go to do the mufflers, we're gonna need to come back for these guys, but not quite yet. So I lied. Just so we don't have to get out from under the car a second time, I'm gonna go ahead and do these now. This, by the way, is the direction that this is gonna go, so this is the passenger side. I was about to pull it off using my Lowell tool, but apparently this isolator is well broken in, and this is what well broken in looks like. So yeah, we'll just take that and slip that onto that, and then whoop over here. Let's see, is this one as well broken in as that one? Yes. And then do that. All right, now we'll bring all of this junk to the car. So Jake and I are getting old. It's a lot to get down up off the ground and back up again. So we're gonna move all of these parts ready to go into the car, and we're gonna bring you back as we start putting stuff in. As you can see here, we've pre-laid out all of our bits and bops so that us old people don't have to get up and down off the ground too much. See you.
And we'll catch you in 8 minutes whenever I get back on the ground.
I've got, well, this pipe is giant compared to the stock stuff. I've got this one ready. You can see I've got one of our clamps right here on. I've got the bolt facing downwards and inwards. In my opinion, that's the best place to put it, because we're gonna rotate them in after to keep them out of the way. I'm gonna take this guy, slip it all the way, deep, fully inserted. And then I'm gonna take our exhaust hanger, which has a very convenient clip on it, and clip it back onto the body. And that allows me to grab both of these fully. Now, the other one is absolutely the same. Pipe, exhaust, clamp, facing in, like that. Slip it on, pick the whole thing up, and then hook it onto the body. Well, or yank it off the car. Either way, let me do this with more hands and help from Jacob, and we're gonna get this hung up and ready to go. Let's go, Jacob said. So I'm putting on this 3-inch clamp. We're gonna send that down onto the pipe, same thing as usual, facing down and on the inside. And then this muffler gets hung up in here. So you kind of got to do a little bit of both. I'm inserting this side up in here, and then I'm going to come back and slip onto the pipe. All the way, full insertion. And then once I've got full insertion, I'm going to come back over here, move my isolator further back. This is exactly like the GT, same thing. And then boom, hook it like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the other side, and then we're going to get to the more complicated bit, which is getting everything wiggled in just the right way. That's why we haven't tightened any of the clamps up, though I can tell you that we're going to tighten them a bit. And the only reason we're going to do that is right now everything flops around a lot. We're going to tighten the clamps up just enough that it takes a little force to make things move, so that it's not falling every time we touch it, because right now everything is very loose, and that's going to make it difficult to align it. So let me get the other muffler on the other side, and then I'm going to gently tighten each one of these clamps up, and we're going to get to adjusting. The next thing I'm going to do is put all the bolts back in the isolators, the hangers. So 2 here, 2 there. Same thing. I've already got these in because they were trying to slip out on me earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and tighten those hangers up. You don't have to go all the way. With the rear one, you can certainly go all the way. The one in the middle has a little bit of wiggle to it that you can tighten it most of the way and leave it loose just because it helps with alignment with things moving around. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these in. And the reason why we want to do that is we don't want to align the exhaust and then have it decide to move whenever we tighten up the hangers. So go ahead and get your hangers tightened up so they hold still. I've got everything hung. These are tightened up back here. These are loose. I want to show you what the exhaust can do once you're in here. You see this movement? This movement here affects the alignment of the exhaust tips. So one of the things I'm going to do, like I explained to you, is I'm going to come back here, and I've tightened these up a bit already, but I'm going to do these as well, just to where I can very easily move it right now, and we don't want that. We want it to be like I've got to grab it and twist on it to get it to move. That way I can we can put the exhaust tips on, and I can do this, and Jacob can go a little more this way, a little up, a little down, and I'll twist and I'll twist and I'll twist until he hits right where he wants it, and then grab the gun and nail it real hard so that it holds still. So that's really hard to show on camera, and it's going to take a while. Just understand that you get these clamps tight enough that these pipes can pivot, that they can move, but under force, and then stick your exhaust tips on, and you're going to start doing some wiggling. We'll bring you back for some of it, but the majority of the wiggling, it's really an eyeball thing. You need two people to do it the right way. If it's just one person, you're out under the car, like constantly. If you put the exhaust tip on, you can kind of see the clearance around the valence whenever, see, like right now it's really far out. But if I do like this, the pipe is now in the center. So if you put the tip on, you can kind of run your finger around and feel where it's in the right place. If you're doing it by yourself, that is an option. It's easier with Jacob here. So Jacob and I are gonna get it on, get the tips, get it in the right place, and we'll bring you back and show you what we did. Be right back. So we got the exhaust pretty well centered. It's not unusual because all the exhaust hangers were in the stock exhaust position, and that hangs pretty loose and low compared to aftermarket stuff, because you gotta really get the aftermarket stuff pushed up and tight, close to the subframe. In fact, let me see the camera, Jake. It is all very, pretty close. You've got a finger here, and then between the subframe and the exhaust, you've got a little less than half a finger or so, I'd say, of space right there. So because the pipe is physically larger, you've got to get everything closer. All of the isolators have some strain on them. So it's important to know that you're going to get it as close as you can the first time, and then heat cycle the car for like a week or two, just driving it. And then you can come back again once all these rubbers relax and kind of find a natural position, and make your final adjustment to really get it perfect if you didn't get it perfect the first time. Anyways, I'm gonna hand this back to Jacob. We've got our exhaust tip loose here. We had it temporarily tightened just so we could get the spacing right. But now that we've got it loose, Jacob, I'd say we can go to about right there with the tip. Can you see that MBRP really good?
So the M is right there, and you can see it.
You can see the MBRP well?
Yep.
All right, so what we're trying to do now is trying to get the look we're going for, So I'm gonna get this in such a way that we can clearly see Jacob straddling me right now. It's pretty cute. We're gonna see as much of the MBRP as we can, and then we're gonna get it straight up and down, and then we're gonna tighten it again. We'll bring you back to show you what it looks like. All right, so after much effort, we've got the tips in just the perfect, we got them as far out as we mechanically could and could still clamp them well, because we really wanted the MBRP to show like it does on the GT. Let me show you the GT. Whoop. I really love that the GT shows its MBRPs on the tips. Boy, that's dirty. Anyways, Jacob's been chomping at the bit. Let's get that cold start, Jacob. Well, it has some force.
That's deep.
It reminds me of the GT with the similar setup. It has a lot of percussion to it. Yeah. Let's walk this way. Oh, this is very percussive. That's why the GT was so loud with that similar setup. It had a lot of chest rumble to it. So I don't know how well for y'all it's going to come across on camera, but it's not loud, it's energetic. Like you feel it in your chest.
I feel it tingling right here.
Yeah. What else is tingling, Jacob? No, don't show us. Okay, we're going to let it idle down, and then we're going to give you some revs. Jacob wants to hear it from the back. It has idled down. It is very reasonable.
It's really deep.
It has a very nice, kind of very similar V60 note to the ST, the Explorer ST that we did.
I'm gonna shade the S550, guys. It's a lot deeper and better sounding at this point in time.
Okay, and look, let's not give it all away because we got to go do our testing. But I'm gonna stand here next to you because this is a view they won't get. Give it to some baby revs. It sounds so clean. It's not a lawnmower. It is so professional sounding. It's loud. Like, clearly my neighbors could hear you doing that, but it's not like the N was, which was ridiculous.
The N was very excessive.
Yes, this is people won't hate you, and it won't sound like a lawnmower driving around. I really like how clean it sounds. Yeah.
Foreshadowing. Yes.
Foreshadowing. This may or may not get some downpipes without government restrictions in it at some point.
Meow.
Anyways, so we've got all of our clamps tight. You need to make sure you go back and check that all of your clamps are tight, and then put your car down. We're gonna go give you some testing of stock versus MBRP. It's almost more of an in-car driver experience than it is a screaming at everybody on the outside of the car experience.
It's such a clean sound, and I don't typically say that about very many exhausts.
Yeah.
But like,
we've had plenty of them that were built for noise and performance. Like, this is such a good blend. Such a unique sounding engine and exhaust.
And then it just...
And it's fine. It's quiet. You go down the highway 70 miles an hour not being bothered by it. And this is why, listen to me, those of you who have been following the channel know I've had two MBRP exhausts. I've had a louder single tip and a quieter quad tip, and I prefer the quieter quad tip. You know why? This. Just like Jacob's car, it's loud when you're in it, but as soon as you get up to highway speeds and get off the pedal, it's comfortable. Send it in Mexico. That chirp. Oh man, that sounds great.
So good.
Hey, you like that 1-2 chirp there, buddy? It almost chirped the 2-3 too.
It does every now and then. If you're on the right pavement, it'll do it.
All right, so we're gonna do something a little unconventional right now, and that is something you absolutely cannot do with the GT. The engine is running right now.
And we're sitting directly behind it.
We're sitting behind the car here. It is running. I don't know how well you can hear it, but let me put it to you this way. I think Ford should call up MBRP and have an exhaust like this be the stock configuration for the Ecoboost without the active exhaust. Much like the base GT has a really nice Roushy type sound to it with the base exhaust, this is very similar.
It is such a good sound. It is at no point ignorant or childish or raspy. It is such a mature sound. And as someone who's very interested in things loud for unnecessary reasons, I am not even upset that this isn't as loud as I thought it would be, because it's such a good sound. It is deep, it is throaty, it's got like bass almost.
For me, there's two versions of good exhaust. There is loud, nasty race car, and it is what it is. You want to hear everything and all of it. And then there is a really beautiful, refined, silky smooth exhaust that makes the noise in the right ways at the right times. And I'm really surprised, not so much at MBRP's engineering, but that the race version of MBRP's exhaust is the exhaust that has that sound.
Right.
At mid to low RPM is when it makes the most noise. And then up top, it kind of cleans up and is very well resonated and doesn't scream at you.
No.
The irony is we passed a turbo 4-cylinder Camaro, the last generation one, on the way here, and it made every noise you wouldn't want to hear in a turbo 4-cylinder car, especially a muscle car. And this one, it makes all the right noises. We are actually kind of genuinely concerned that when we're going to do the fedless downpipe, that it might make it too loud and too much, because it sounds
so good,
so pretty. It has a really, the best way I can describe it, because I know the camera doesn't always do it, especially with the low, throaty, rumbly sound it's making right now, it sounds like a boxer engine, like a Porsche or a WRX with a muffler. It has a very uneven header, bumbly sound that is very well resonated and gurgly whenever it revs. It's very unique sounding 4-cylinder. If you're familiar with 4G63s, same unique grumbly, burbly, uneven idle and rev out sound. It sounds amazing.
I could not be happy with this exhaust setup. I mean, this is not what I was expecting by any means, but words cannot simply describe how happy and enthralled, is that even a word?
It is.
But just how enthusiastic I am that this is the sound the car makes. Whenever we first revved it, I don't know if it captured in my face, but I am just mind blown that
there was a certain level of shock of just how quietly it revved.
But then the sound,
and then the sound hits you, and it's like, man, that sounds cool.
If you look at any S650 Ecoboost with an exhaust, it is farty. It sounds
like that Camaro. It sounds like a Honda Civic with a can on it, really tinny and rattly and nasty. Yes, this engine sounds amazing with this exhaust.
It's just so much better.
We could go on and on, especially since it shuts the hell up whenever you're driving steady throttle down the street.
In neighborhoods, you hear nothing.
Listen, if kids are watching this and you bought an Ecoboost and you want it to scream, it ain't gonna. Not the S650s, and especially not with the MBRP. But let me tell you, as you get a little bit older, I'm in my mid-30s, Jacob's getting up there, you start to respect an exhaust that screams when it should and then shuts the hell up everywhere else, because no one wants to go on a 2-hour road trip listening to the car.
And this does that beautifully. I mean, I don't know what kind of trickery or witchcraft or sorcery MBRP did for this, but
for the races exhaust of all things, Jacob and I were saying, we wonder what the hell the street exhaust sounds like, because it's so well resonated and pretty sounding.
It's just, I'm going to keep going.
We're going to have to stop. This video is going to be 30 minutes long with just us rambling. Anyways, there's Jacob. He's in the shot. Thank y'all for watching the video. Thank you so much to the guys at MBRP for sending out this exhaust and sponsoring the video. We love y'all. We love y'all forever. If y'all are curious, this is not the last videos you're going to see of our exhaust systems. The next video you see sponsored by MBRP is we're going to put a 360 cam on each one of these cars, and all 3 of them are going to go out at the same time and do flybys and short hits. So you're going to get to hear the supercharged GT, you're going to get to hear Jacob's car, you're going to get to hear the Explorer ST. We're going to act a bunch of idiots, make a bunch of noise, so you can hear the glory that is the MBRP exhaust system. So thank y'all for watching the video. We love you, and as usual, God bless.